Yeah. All right. So for kind of posterity for video record, for I can refer to this sometime for whichever. These ones I've already went through, scanned. The leftovers that there was of, I don't know how many there were total, 400 maybe, um, are in different boxes, and I'll go through those. Figure out what I'm going to do with most of those sometime. But this is the stuff that came up with good enough value for me to go ahead and keep and list. So I'm not going to go too crazy on a lot of these just because it'll take a lot of time to go through all of them. However, is what this is just going to be is same thing I was doing before, just scanning. So this one is, I mean, I don't see any watermarks, but still used. They go up to 18 bucks. Do they sell? None. But it's sealed. I'll get a picture. There's like two pictures. If they're listed for 15 to 18, 20 bucks, say they do sell even sealed or resealed for 20 bucks, I only need two pictures. That's about it. Actually, it'll be like this in an angle so they could see this and like that. Derailed. So I have a couple other Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. So I'll probably add a couple Van Dammes, the ones in the junk pile. Since this one itself sells for a good enough value, and it is when they come up scan, it's 14 bucks, and then 20 for new. So I can get another Jean Claude and maybe get 20 bucks for two VHS. Something like that will make sense. That way I'm increasing my odds. Popeye. Popeye. There's a couple other Bruce Williams ones in there too. Or Bruce Williams. Robin Williams. 11 bucks. Raccoons are here. 15. So this stand alone can sell, and I could probably put a couple of those Robin Williams ones together. Figure out, it's sealed. Uh, 24, 22, and 35 and 45 is what they're listed new as. It's one of those that sealed ones will just keep selling, and you could just keep it priced at that 40, 45 bucks. Nice watermarks right here. I'll look at the other one, see if they have watermarks. This just has that and this Blockbuster sticker. Blockbuster price. I mean, it's got the watermark, so it's original. It was like a special just for Blockbuster. I don't know. So let's say that's 40 bucks, maybe. Jurassic, let me feed these guys. I'm treating those name raccoons like it's Mardi Gras. Um, So I have a real clean copy of this book. I mean, cleaner than a lot of the other listings. But this is still like over a $20 book. I had the book in the VHS. I got a $30 listing, and that's even in condition like this is like $5, right? So I can do that. Might as well keep those out. Bad boys, bad boys. Best Buy with that original distributor sticker on it, watermark, sealed. So standalone, not that artwork either. About $7 used. Again, this is on scan, so one third is listed as new. With this artwork, not with that black trim, not that one, $15. The Jerk. I don't think this one really sells for $12 maybe, but they sell fast. Stuff like that. All right, whatever. So the Jerk. Back streets back. Oh wow. I didn't look that one up. It's just sealed. It's a sealed Backstreet Boys VHS. If it's like 10, well, here I can do it right now. Back Street. Oh right. Oh, for the lens. Okay, either way. So eBay with their and I just updated this with their app change. Let's see, it wasn't working on with my phone. If you pick a category, it kicks you out of that category. Well, didn't this time. Brand new 236 VHS. That is it. Yeah, $7. Junk. Dr. Giggles. But $14. I mean, after I type it and I look and I see the selling ratio, this box is actually pretty clean. It's still very good. This is Wu-Tang Collection 2, Invincible Armor. Blockbuster, that'll add a little bit of appeal. They're like $20 with the regular case, so that's probably still like $15. The history of the NBA one did sell. And the only reason why I have these is because this one sells. So there's 5 listed. One has sold used for $11. So I could probably put these two together, new, and maybe get like $20. Empire Strikes. So these really they don't sell for much. But you put them together, you might. Oh, yeah. Okay, you might be able to get $12-15 out of it. Might. First Blood, no barcode, VHS. This is cut. This is in a hard bind here, clamshell, and 1982. Thorn. First Blood. THORN. See if that narrows it down. It does by quite a bit. Well, they have clamshell, white clamshell, so I guess that's how they were sent out like that. So I kept it just for that fact. It's an early action. $15. Early print of Risky Business. 1983. Just that artwork. Old school. I mean, somebody's building an 80s type the artwork. $147. These are showing hits. So if I go 19 minus 1999, $121. So these, there we go. About $10. Not even. And there's so much competition for under $10. If this was like a rarer $15, $20 one, yeah, different story. Donkey Kong Country. The Legend of the Crystal Coconut. So all this kid stuff like this, not all Nintendo stuff. Pre-owned goes 13 to just 14. There's 24 listed. I don't. It's one of those to where I won't even have to worry about if it sells or not. It's just one of those franchises that will sell. The tape is really clean. Of 24 listed, let's say 20 has sold. 22. And the mean is right at $15. This is interesting. Stargate Infinity. So I did a Terra peek on this. I'm going to cut to the chase. It's only like $10. There's none other listed, so I might be able to bump it up to just under 20 because there's a lot of Stargate resurgence, not with the series that's not coming. But there's more people getting into that. Couple good YouTube channels I watched that. Dial the Gate, Gate World. Our friend Martin saw this DVD before. $10, $12. All right. So that is that stack. Remember that book though. Reluctant Dragon. There was a bunch of Disney. Not really a whole bunch. Maybe 15 Disney out of all that. Like your common Disney. About $15. A little less. All right. This is called Vampire Journals. Vampire Journals. So as I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to end up watching some of these. And some of the ones that have mold on the tape, it'll greatly decrease the value in some of the junk pile. And I'll watch it kind of bring my VHS pop knowledge up a little. And watch some great, when was this? Early 80s, it looks like. That font is way too small. Oh, see, even like this one here. I'll play that, and if it plays fine, I'll be like, hey, I watched it. It plays fine. It has a couple, that could be, and it has the inserts. That's got to be a value right there on its own. What's this? Hunt World. Find the nation's best haunted houses at huntworld.com. For all, maybe one other person, tell me your city. So Columbus, here in Ohio, whenever this was. Columbia Station, not too far from here, out by Medina. Hinckley, Medina. Lima, Medina. Maumelle, I don't know. Talmadge, not too far. Where Summit Racing's at. And then Pittsburgh, and Philly. Interesting. I mean, it's these kinds of inserts that VHS just don't. You're likely not going to find the. You can, but all this little stuff, all this really adds up. And there's some horror collector who knows that this is in that tape, and they're not worried about the actual condition of the tape, even though it'll play well. I don't know yet. Actually, I got all this to see what year it is. 97. Maybe all that mold got in my eyes. All right, so for this tape from VHS from 97, Vampire Journals, 15 bucks. And I'll have to look at some of these, but I mean, even I'm not seeing any pictures that have it. Brand new sealed are 35. I mean, I just think that I'll watch it and list it, see what happens. If there's a problem, that's my. Watermarks. Used, they're about 10 bucks. So if this was used and then with all this, yeah, I would have. I'd keep it and list it for 10, 11, 12 bucks. But sealed out of 75, little than half are sealed, and they are 10, 11, 12. That works. Stay tuned. Don't want to save that. So this is a Blockbuster sticker covering up the barcode. Not star, stay. There's 17 listed typing it. And 12, 15, and it goes up to well over 30. Probably lost some popularity because of a certain person in it. There's 24 that have sold for a minimum of about 15 bucks. Ex-Blockbuster, not the best condition of sticker. I mean, I'm not really going to play it. I don't see any mold on there. It could be. Not even 15 bucks. Tell you what you want. I want it. Spice Girls, about 15 bucks. Oh, that's clean. Played once, maybe twice. So is what I do for anyone who's actually here. Someone wrote something. Ah. What's it? Sick. You're sick? Like weather? I mean, I don't know. I get your air eventually. So you can't blame it on me. But for the VHS, I'll put the two like that, or however, left, right, left, however. So I'll have that picture, or the picture like that. Sometimes I might do some more of this. However, I'm going to re-download this first picture and crop this down as much as I can so the person buying it can see the condition of that. Because if I'm going to write, box has wear or tear on the front, but mint tape, they're buying it likely to be able to watch it. If they want to get one that has a minter box, they could spend another $5 somewhere else. But that's a little bit of the condition information that I put in there. So this is Candyman. So I started to peel this up. And it's sealed. It has a nice middle seal. Trying to find a watermark. I don't see one. But I looked it up. They're like 20 bucks sealed. So if I can get to other listings and see if any of those listings that are sealed have a watermark, then I know that this is most likely a reseal, which isn't going to drop the price because it's been sealed. Kindergarten Cop. Watermarks. So 178 listed. Let's go to VHS. Go to brand new. 12, 15 bucks. So there's a lot of that $12, $15 stuff in here. And it looks really good. That's played a handful of times. It's like feeling the bind on a book. Probably 10 bucks. King Kong Lives. So this has a sticker that I tried to peel up and I wasn't having any luck, so I was just going to stop there. Just in case this is like a higher end and I don't want to rip the seal, and I have no idea. VHS. 63. So this has the King Kong Lives right here. The first ones I'm seeing that have that. Let's go new. 15 bucks, 20 bucks maybe, give or take. 20 bucks. The Lost Boys. If it was sealed, it definitely would have bumped its value a lot. That has been played. Especially with Halloween and stuff coming up. I got some other interesting horror ones in here. Still used. I mean, there's 41 that are listed under scan. Someone has Jurassic Park. Under scan, let's make sure I get all this correct. Yeah, okay, it's locked to US. And there's 156 that have sold right at 15. It would be absolutely no problem at all to ask. Let's just see on how high these have gone in 90 days. Still less than 20 bucks. Could probably ask a little more coming up. All the other lower ones, eventually, this will sell for like 20 bucks. I can list it now and sell it for 12. Ground Star Conspiracy. I'm not seeing any watermarks. VHS. 17. Even used, they're just under 10. This exact one. Assuming it's still pretty much what it is. So I have Alien 3 and Alien. So I would need Aliens. That's like 7 bucks. That one does not have a barcode. Unless it came in as a kit or a little set, I would have supposed. But they're not going to be much. So I have this Rocky Horror and another one. This one is 10, 11, 12 bucks. In the special edition. So for the right Rocky Horror fan who wants to give Rocky Horror VHS to somebody, these are like 15, 18 bucks. So easily put those two together and get $30+ for them because they're already in a little set. 15th anniversary. So if I can find the first one, but it'll just get listed like that because I really don't find this often because it's such a pop movie. They sell fast. All right, Youngblood with Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze. She's like the wind. Minimum 15, then 19.
Wait, you say okay here or close more?
Youngblood. Low. 40. In VHS. 25. This exact one, 10. About $15. Classic one right there, Altered States. This on itself, can't get about $15. I played a couple times. I'm getting parched. See, look, actually, I thought this was going to take a lot longer, and it's 20, about an hour is what I was thinking. It's Freeway, Kiefer Sutherland, Reese Witherspoon. It's kind of a harsh movie. About $15. Make sure the cover, about $15. Not really a long movie. What About Bob and Groundhog Day? I think there was another Bill Murray individually. They were like $7, $8 each. Yes, I do. So I'll get this one. I think there might be one more in the other mix. But Groundhog Day and What About Bob, a couple classic Bill Murray movies. 2001 Space Odyssey. This version, this rendition. 12, 10 to $13. So if I pay $200 just for the VHS, $205, that's all it is. And this is what, so it still would have been a little over $2 each. And so even if I were to end up with stuff that I pay $2 for, that does sell for $10, still making money. Not a whole lot, but 10, $12. I prefer to have stuff like this that is $10, $12 that will sell and still have someone in reserve that I have to fine tune and go over again. I just went through all that stuff real fast in a couple hours and then just sat down, had some dinner and did some other stuff. Got some relists done, so on and so forth. Now that's a seal, Death Becomes Her, with nice pretty watermarks, like 3, 4 down the side. So these two right here, if you're in DVDs at all, if you see any of these like Walt Disney Vacation DVDs, a couple of them aren't really worth anything. And then the vast majority of the ones I have found, like Epcot Center, Disneyland, the DVDs, but particularly these VHS, they're definitely sought over by Disney collectors. So much as, I mean, it's like I just talked this up completely. But vintage Walt Disney World, a day at the Magic Kingdom, a day at the Disney Studios. So same barcode, different one. That one's $15. That correct VHS. And this is about $15. So can I put these two together and easily get over $20? Yeah. All right, so this nice Death becomes her. See the nice watermarks right here. So just to kind of confirm that if there is a sticker on the actual slipcover, the box, then it's supposed to by the factory be attached to the tape, to the VHS. If the sticker is tucked under and there's still watermarks, that's just the way and how it was done. So sticker is not always the end all be all, but if it's the layer on top, you can't just go about and go start duplicating these. You call me? No. All right. Just a couple tidbits. You're not going to go to eBay prison for selling something because of the little sticker or something, but just kind of learn some of the ins and outs of that stuff. So $20. I mean, with the season coming up, 7 listed, 12 have sold, 15 gone to 25. This has nice watermarks and a sticker. I could probably get 30, if not a little more. I can go into Terapeak and see on when sales were in September, October from each year for the past couple of years. I can see if the sales picked up at that time frame. It'll give me a gauge to know. It's like, oh, this, I bet you if I price higher, I can get $15 more for it when the time comes and this kind of stuff starts selling. Same thing with Salem's Lot. The same thing with Night of the Living Dead. Howard the Duck. That's an interesting one too. Sealed, kinda. Same thing with Cujo. Buried Alive. Strange Days. I'm not even done yet. And that's kind of like listing logic that I use. Yeah. Um, that's still like 12, $15. I mean, this is one right here. Is like with so the watermarks are off by a little bit. This is nice and flush on here. This corner right here has a little ding. I mean, this is a beautiful specimen to have graded. I bet you if I were to spend $30 to have it graded, it'd probably be a $200 VHS, if not more. I'm not into that, but this is a perfect specimen. For a lot of these other ones, no. But this one is very, very, very clean. Good idea. Thanks. About 15, $20 for that DC cab. Pity the fool. All right, this is Salem's Lot. Been open. Another classic, but it's only okay. So there's 116 of these listed, and they're listed for below $10. Just below $10. There's 25 that have sold for just below that $10. Can I list this and get just below that $10 and get a couple dollars out of it? Yeah. If it was some obscure cartoon, happy gaggy doogie, whatever that no one's ever gonna freaking ever think about, and there might be one that sells in no, I'm not gonna bother. That will sell like that. I mean, these prices are like the extreme lows that I go for stuff. But the fact that it'll sell does not faze me. Well, yeah, it's better than it not selling. We'll go with that. Having stuff that won't sell. Armed and Dangerous, pretty good condition. VHS, there's not a whole lot of them, but it's another one of those. There's 26. Lowest listed is just at $9. But it sold. 7 have sold for less than $9. That's one that will. If not, I believe that there's another John Candy movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. What I'm hoping that's a leftover part of a watermark. But this is sealed. There's a mark sticker. If it's a true seal, that will be a completely different story. But we'll just go with that. It's sealed. Out of 150, there's 19 that are listed as sealed, and minimum is $40. 45, 55, 60, 66, 75. There's 18 listed, and again, that's with scan. And 5 have sold for 32 up to almost 60. There we go. This one and what was that other one? This one right here. If I saw those two right there, maybe one more. That'll cover at least the $100 for the VHS. I spent $205 total for everything I got. My return on DVDs was like 6, 7 out of 400. I didn't want to do the DVDs, and then I thought I was getting less VHS, and she's like, "Oh no, all these boxes right here, you gotta have them. We're done with them." So she like doubled the amount of what I thought I was getting. Like, okay. She's like, "What about the DVDs? I gave you a deal on VHS," and I looked at the DVD, and there was a bunch. I'll get like $40 probably in trade, get my money back for the $100 of the stuff I did get. But all right, here's another one: Night of the Living Dead. So the Tom Savini School of Art played probably once. It's a little bit on that. The School of Art, Tom Savini, Living Dead stuff, right? That's down in the same area where my wife is from. Her brother went there for like a semester or something. He's a phenomenal artist, but just Christine with the mold, right? But I can still list this regardless. I'll just play these and test them. Still, there's 120 listed, and I'll bet you a bunch will start selling here pretty darn quick. So I can at least watch it and say, yeah, it's got mold. It plays fine. I watched the whole thing. Here, I don't know, but at least that. Jerry Springer, no barcode. Too Hot for TV, uncensored, deluxe edition. Springer, Hot TV. Uncensored. That's kind of like a somebody's buying these, buying them as gag gifts. Yeah, they're like $8 maybe. Nope. I think there's another, like a police chase one in there. Anyhow, Howard the Duck. So when I went to peel, so the seal right here was stuck to clamshell. And then when I started to peel this up, it did this. So you can see right here. So this tape hasn't been out, but it's exposed, and I just did some more damage by doing what I did. But Howard the Duck, like $12, open, 50 sealed. With that damage, can I still get probably $50 because there's 15 of them listed? 2 is sold. Now I could probably get $30, maybe 35. If I want to reasonably get rid of it, be like, not my problem anymore. Someone's going to have a good non-sealed, but sealed enough. Flashdance. No barcode, probably not, because it's just a common title. Flashdance VHS. I'm trying to find the one that has all this information. So a lot of times it's right up on the very front. Yeah, there's an earlier print, and that's not 1997. 1983. 1983. But it's the earlier pressing that I'm after. If it was a greatest hits or something, I know I just wouldn't bother with. Yeah, $8 maybe. What else? I've got Dance, Grease, and something else in that VHS slot. The Sea Gypsies. About $15. Cujo. Hills. All right. Brandon, if we're still here. So the chain of custody of a place that was called Gold Circle at one time, and before that it was called Ames. So there's Ames, Gold Circle, Hills, and then turned into something else. So Hills was a regular department store, like a small Walmart. Value City. The Value City went to more like discount, kind of like a TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Always, but how those stores were back then. Oh, Cujo, Hills. So assuming so even at that, they're $9. It's 1994. This is showing 1997. So let's assume. Let's go minus 1997. Okay, so those are closer to 10. Come on. Keep the window open. Where was I going? Oh, so new. 9, so a third. About 15, $20. And that type of stuff, buying season's coming up. Great Outdoors. Let's add another John Candy. Armed and Dangerous. That one's open. So this one is sealed. 40 of them, so about it's about $14, $15. Buried Alive. Is that Meredith Baxter? Jennifer Jason Lee. Hoyt Axton. Like the musician? All right. So scan this. Buried Alive. 12, 13, $14. Clean. Looks like it was played once. The box has got some wear to it, but Batman. All right, so I got a couple copies of this, and this is the absolute cleanest one. Looks like it was played a couple times. This box is real clean. For the most part, I might get $10 for it, but if I were to list the other ones, those are like $7. I'll just list the best one that I have. Strange Days. Another interesting one right there. So like we have this tape. Don't know if it's resold or not. Might be. This is one of those not really known 90s sci-fi fantasy. Sci-fi, I mean, I guess you could still call it fantasy. Future, sci-fi future. Like a Demolition Man and but even at that, a used version of this is $20. Strange Days VHS. 16 listed when I type it. Juliette Lewis. This was 1996. It's 30 years old. And of that VHS, even at that, promo. So I can minus the promo. But $20, 24. That's not for 30 years for this movie. Ralph Fiennes, Angela Bassett, plays in a lot of stuff now. Surprised me. New or like new. That's not even new. Brand new. $20. I hyped that one up way too much, huh? This goes, and they're like, it's $25, $25, $30. They're like, hey, I don't know if it's a reseal. $30, real clean copy. Discount Drug Mart saves you the run around. Discount Drug Mart. Local small discount drug mart chain. There's one right up the road, actually. VHS, I assume. I want to say her name is Charles. I know who Brandon is. I know who the other guy is. Chet got said they were good. Chet, GBT. Okay, well that's difficult to see that P, but all right, now I got it. I'll comp them live and see how bad they are. That's so ultimately, if you saw my short, I probably had 400, if not more. I mean, I could take the phone over to the box. I'm not going to drag the boxes back over here, but I could take the phone over to the boxes and look at what's left, and maybe 6 to 10 more of those might get mixed in with some of this. But I got 80 something VHS out of what would have been 400. So that's a good ratio for VHS wise. So I paid 100 for the VHS and 105 for the DVDs that I really didn't want, but I also got a Blu-ray player, a DVD player, and about 6 or 7 DVDs that are good enough to sell. There's one set that's like $50, and then an Xbox controller and something for like making dibs for something, and it's like a little $100 little contraption thing. So that stuff I made out on, and so on. So did this. I actually contacted her about CDs she posted. She's like, those just sold. I'm like, well, you got other stuff. So this Barney Let's Play, $10, $12. So a lot of these, unknown if you're Robert or not Robert. or Charles, or whatever I said. I don't even know what the hell I even called you. All right, so this Battlestar Galactica, very clean box for its age. 40 listed, 5 have sold for like $7-8. If I have like a sci-fi lot, I could probably put that in. I do have some sci-fi stuff in there. Harry and the Hendersons. There's another copy in the box, and in the chaff left over, I think the tape was all molded. These are not worth a whole lot. Barely even $10. But there's 31 listed. Typed up, obviously that's going to change. And there's 13 that have sold for just at that $9-10 mark. It's one of those, it's a family favorite. I mean, at least I liked Harry and the Hendersons. But I was saying that is what I have to do. Some of these unknown Charles Robert flipping guy, some of these are going to have mold. They do have mold. And some even in the ones that I didn't want to deal with because I scanned, and when they came up a value, I took it out of the sleeve, and if it had mold on it, I toss it in the OL box, trash box. I still have all that, but if I could play them and be like, hey, they played through, I get to rekindle some VHS pop culture. There are a couple of them in here that I will watch. Fuck, just to even watch Alien 3, some of that. I mean, I have this big Alien book right here. It's not like my favorite all-time franchise. It's just I find a lot of stuff, and this was a book I found at a Goodwill or a thrift store for a couple bucks. And these are like 20-inch by 32-inch pictures. It's just a cool franchise. My generation. All right, there's that. It has a lot of movement. So Junior, Schwarzenegger's best role ever. Brand new, $7. 1/4 of them are listed as new. They have sold for barely 10. That one has a rattle. I don't want to send out a VHS that has that little rattle like that and it'd be a $10, $12 VHS and someone's like, it's got a rattle. I want my money back. I'm not going to lose more money. That's at least shipping cost, product cost, and envelope. All right, Ghost in the Machine. Another interesting one. I remember seeing this probably 20 plus years ago. DVD when I lived young cub trying to let loose, dreaming of big thing. All right, about $12-15. Who do you think you are? Thinking about being a big star. Walking Tall. So this version, not the Dwayne Johnson, not that version. So this actually has another sticker over the actual SKU, and it still comes up properly, and they're about $12-15. Sunset Grill. Oh, these are ones that I got. I just put in there. Where I got these at? These are 2 other sealed ones I got from somewhere else. Oh, at the Exchange. Mixed Nuts. Steve Martin. There's a couple other Steve Martin VHS. $12-15. It's a Christmas. So do I have another, like a Lampoons or something like that, to Christmas set together? I might have something else. Christmas Fairy Tale. Want to think it. It's there. I can't say I've seen it before. I know it's not common. I scan it, and it's $35 new. It sold, because there's only 3 listed on scan. No matches. Christmas, Christmas time is near. VHS. Time for love and time for cheer. 1994, because there's well over 40 listings. 1994. Trying to find this exact one. Kind of. I mean, I'm not going to really bury a lot of time, but if I don't see any of this and sold, what was the publisher? Holly? I don't know, I'll keep and just kind of see. Slamboree! Where's Ramsey at? He's a wrestling guy. I went to high school with the wrestler. NWA, NWE. Munster Tarver. Well, same grade as his brother. But Tyrone was the next grade up. $15. Arthur's Storybook. Another kid something. $20. They come up 5, no slipcover, and then 20 with the slip. 3 have sold. $22 with the slip. $20 with the slip. Brand new, almost 30. Sure. There we go. Only John Candy. I remember there was the other one, and I brought it up already, and I was like, oh, and then like Armed and Dangerous. So what was the other one? Great Outdoors. So this used, there's 15 that come up on scan, 5 listed as new, and they're $20, which is one comes up sold for 13. So these two, yeah, I could put those two together and really type up the pricing and see how that comes out. And it's a good little twofer right there. Angus. So fortunately, there wasn't really, fortunately and unfortunately, there really wasn't a whole lot of disc meat. Well, there was, but nothing really good enough. Not really the best of condition for all this case and box and stuff, but they're listed for about $20. There's 21 listed under scan. 8 have sold for 15 and going up, right? Works for me. The Reflecting Skin. This was interesting. I had to scan it like 5-6 times until I was like, something should have come up. Brand new is over $40. It's not brand new. But there's only one listed. One is sold, brand new for $25. Is that at least a $20? Yeah, at least. Friday after next. That one stayed in like somebody's basement, smoking too many freaking bongs, and got too much moisture on that tape. Bet. Oh, so this has another sticker over that sticker. So I think I typed it up. Strangely enough, they're like $20. So this is one I could probably just try to find. Was it next Friday and Friday? So this has been resealed Broadway video, unless Broadway video was one of the actual previously viewed. $6. Previously viewed, resealed. I could still probably get 10, $15 for it. Smokey and the Bandit, and then got one more. This is sealed. Looks like the type of factory seal for it, but No watermarks, no tape. Even at that. So it's $7 if I put it up as new or new other. They're $15. And Camp Nowhere, Christopher Lloyd. $15. So a lot of 11 to 16. I'll say the average on what's likely going to be maybe 80 listings is $15 a piece. So that's 8. Half that is 12. If all of them sell for that 12, that's 3 and change, which is 4. That's 800 minus 2 is 600 for basically a day's work. And that day would probably be 6 hours. It's still $100 an hour pre-tax after all costs. Yeah, a little bit of work in this, so maybe it's like 8 hours, even if it's $60 an hour for this. And I've got that other stuff, which is just quick listings, and that's done. And then a little bit of pocket change I'll get from selling these to the exchange and half price books. Won't be much, $20-$30 maybe. It's what was out there, and there is some stuff in here I can make money on. A little moth, right here. That's my light bar. There you go. Gonna chill? Y'all spazzed out. Damn it, why'd you come back in? Do my good deed for the day. Any other comments in here? No. All right. Well, that is an hour scanning that. So that added hour is not going to be in here because I wasn't really going to plan on doing this anyhow. But if it was just the regular straight up process, get home, get pictures, list, put stuff away, it's not really a whole lot of time for the total net. And even if it's half of that, I still got my money back. Made some friends along the way. That's it. Appreciate it. Thank you.